So the Raptors are in an interesting situation right now. Their most beloved player who helped them win a championship back in 2019, Kyle Lowry, is in the final year of his contract. He's getting up there in age, and the Raptors might be in consideration of possibly trading him. Now, the Raptors were struggling to start off the year, but they've been playing better as of late. At the moment I'm recording this, they are 12-13, I think, as the 5 seed in the Eastern Conference. But I think there is a trade to possibly be made. Give Fred VanVleet the full reign as the primary ball handler / playmaker as the one, and then kind of figure out the team around it. So we are going to be doing that for fun today. We are going to be trading Kyle Lowry to a team that makes sense for that team, but also makes sense for us. So we could target teams like maybe Denver, Miami, Philly, we can get creative with possibly. So let's see what can happen. I'm going to simulate till about like February 1st, and then I'm going to make the trade around then. All right, so we are here on February 19th. We are 20-17 to start the season. We are the 6th seed here in the East, but I think we are going to move Kyle Lowry, who's been playing pretty well this year from 3, from the line. He's getting his assists, rebounds, and points. I'm going to throw him up on the trade finder. I mean, a team like the Clippers would probably love to get Kyle Lowry, but it's just hard because he has a pretty massive contract. So the Bucks, he would probably be a good fit on the Bucks. It's just they don't have the money to make this trade work. The Bulls, probably a team that doesn't need a 34-year-old point guard. The Cavs, I mean, if they wanted to make a run this year, possibly, but I don't think I would want Love. I mean, maybe a swap for Drummond in return could be something, because then they can give the full keys to Jared Allen. They can have Kyle Lowry maybe play instead of Garland sometimes, but have him mentor Garland and Sexton. That is maybe like a last resort trade that we can try to make some sense out of. I mean, the Celtics, this would be interesting. It would be interesting. I know Celtics fans may like that in real life. Oh, you have this for me. See, this makes a lot of sense for the Clippers. It does. Okay. I mean, I wouldn't mind Luke Kennard. It's just I gotta, for 3 years, and I gotta deal with Beverly's contract. All right. But it's a team in mind. The Grizzlies, I don't think so. The Heat, yeah, this one can make total sense. I mean, I would probably want a first-round pick in return as well, but I think they would accept that, so we could contact the Miami Heat, even though they're still in our conference. I think that would be fine by me. Hornets, no. Jazz, I think they'd be fine with Conley. No need to make a trade. Draymond's already been traded to the Kings. Whatever. Knicks, they have too many point guards. Magic, I don't think they would want Kyle Lowry with his age. The Mavericks would also probably benefit from picking up Kyle Lowry with Luka and Porzingis, but they would have to, I mean, James Johnson instead of Hardaway, like something like that they would do. But I don't know if it would cost them a first or a Jalen Brunson or a Tyler Terry or Josh Green possibly. But they're another team that could maybe trade for Kyle Lowry. Nuggets, yeah. I mean, they traded for Davis Bertans. I don't know what happened there. But they're a team that could maybe use a Kyle Lowry, Gary Harrison, Will Barton, something like that. Pacers, no. Pelicans, probably not. Pistons, definitely not. Rockets, no. Spurs, no. Suns, no. Thunder, no. T-Wolves could probably benefit from a Lowry, but not happening. The Warriors traded Healed for, okay, they got Healed for Draymond. What a steal. I'm sure they gave up a first, and that, no. So I'm narrowing it down to, I think, the Cavs are probably out of it. So it's going to come down to the Clippers, the Mavericks, or the Miami Heat. So I have to figure out what would also be the best return for us. Like, I wouldn't mind if I could snag a Josh Green. Maybe they wouldn't include Josh Green in real life, but if I could snag Josh Green here, I would like that a lot. So I'm going to offer this to the Dallas Mavericks. Also give me James Johnson, and then I think we would have to throw in somebody else. They could probably use somebody on our team. Like, you want Matt Thomas for shooting? Take Matt, no, not Paul Walton. So how much are we off? So, all right, I would have to throw in 2 players. Okay, so it would be 1 Matt Thomas, I'm sure they would like, and then 2 would be, maybe just like a Stanley Johnson. They can't afford that. So what about a, I don't know, Paul Watson? That doesn't, $2.5 mil off, really? Oh, no, not Josh Richardson. I need James Johnson in this trade. Okay, so let's do that. And then can we take out Paul Watson? We can, so it would be a 2 for 3 here. We're mainly getting Josh Green, who was their first round pick last year. They're picking up Kyle Lowry, possibly as a rental, but they could maybe re-sign him for, he probably has another 2 good years left. James Johnson really doesn't fit their team as much, or at least their future play. Powell does hurt giving up. I mean, maybe they prefer to give up like a Maxi Kleber instead. Yeah, does Maxi Kleber have a team option or a player option? Team option, beautiful. I prefer him. So, yeah, we're going to offer this trade Kyle Lowry and Matt Thomas for Josh Green, James Johnson, and Maxi Kleber, and they decline it. Okay. I am not throwing in future first. I have a future second to do. Oh. Okay. I'm going to contact Miami first before we go back to that. So, Miami would probably have to throw in, it would be like Myers Leonard and Avery Bradley, if they want to keep Iggy, I would have to give them like Matt Thomas. Okay, this would work, but I would want your first round pick this year included. So let's see if they accept that. I don't know if they will. Yeah, they want my first. No, we're not doing that. So we can go back to the original trade if you prefer to give up Iguodala, but I also want your first this year, or that's next year's first. Excuse me. And they decline that. All right. Who wants to give me a first? Who was the other team? So that would be the LA Clippers. Now I would want I guess this first. Yeah, this would be their first this year. I guess we can make this work. Beverly could be a backup point guard if we maybe decide to have Malachi Flynn and Van Vliet as the backcourt for the future. But he would back up Fred Van Vliet at least for now. And then Luke Kennard, I mean, we could salvage something. I mean, he's getting paid a pretty penny these next 3 years for what he is in this game. So, do I want to do this? I'll try it. Yeah, you know what? Well, why not? Let's do that. So they agree to that. I think that makes a lot of sense for the Clippers. Yes, they give up a first-round pick, but they get you saw what happened with Reggie Jackson and Kawhi the other night. Yeah, they finally get that ball handler, playmaker, facilitator that they really need around Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, because I don't really think Patrick Beverley's cutting it, or Reggie Jackson. And with Beverley, yeah, he provides some great defensive help, but you already have Kawhi Leonard and Paul George out there. Like, you can, and Kyle Lowry's a good defender as well. So I think this trade makes a ton of sense for the Clippers, probably more than it makes for us. So yeah, let's figure out what this lineup, or how I want this lineup to look like. I think I'm going to make Fred VanVleet back to a point guard. But yeah, I really haven't talked about the team too much. So like, Pascal Siakam struggled to start the season in real life, but he's been picking it up as of late, playing like the all-star we saw last year. So he is our franchise player. I would like Fred VanVleet to also be our franchise player, but we'll see how he plays as he's 26. Boucher, most improved this year. He's going to be our starting center for the foreseeable future, at least for the next 2 years until he maybe starts regressing in his 30s. I would like to see good play out of OG Anunoby. I really like this core of 4. And then we'll kind of figure out who will be the 2 down the line. Maybe it'll be Fred VanVleet. We have Malachi Flynn. But Norman Powell, good bench piece. Patrick Beverley will be a solid bench piece for us. Terrence Davis could provide us some meaningful minutes, and we have Aaron Baines, Matt Thomas. I mean, Luke Kennard, I got to give some minutes too. We will have a deep rotation. All right, so Stanley Johnson, Matt Thomas, they won't be getting minutes yet because we're going to have a deep rotation as it is. So here is the team, or the rotation, I should say. Fred VanVleet, Terrence Davis, OG Anunoby, Pascal Siakam, and Chris Boucher is the starting 5, with a bench of Norman Powell, Patrick Beverley, Luke Kennard, Aaron Baines, and Malachi Flynn. Let's see if they can keep it up as the 6th seed. Now under Nick Nurse, it's 3.5 stars. We'll see how the Clippers do as well with Kyle Lowry and if they re-sign him in the offseason. And I'll see you guys at the full end of the season. And there we go. We actually finished as the 6th seed here in the Eastern Conference, the 11th team in the power rankings. I doubt we have any awards. Christian Wood most improved. You'll love to see that. I don't think we're going to have any all NBA players, and we do not. All defensive teams, nobody there, and definitely not all rookie because I didn't play Malachi Flynn enough. But yeah, we're taking on the Celtics in round 1. We'll keep an eye on the Clippers with Kyle Lowry there over as the 3 seed in the Western Conference. Just kidding. They're the 4 seed. Here are the player stats. Pascal Siakam, 21 points, 8.5 rebounds, 4 assists, 33 from downtown. VanVleet, 18 and almost 6, 43, 37, 88 splits. Pretty good numbers from Fred VanVleet. Norman Powell, about 13 and 3, 34 from downtown. He is a free agent at 28. We'll see if we bring him back. Terrence Davis, 11.5 points, 4.7 rebounds, 40 from 3. But with Terrence Davis and Luke Kennard, we don't really need Norman Powell, so maybe I should have looked to trade him at the deadline as well. Boucher, 11 and 7, 37 from 3 over a block a night. He will be a restricted free agent, I believe, so we are definitely going to be looking to bring him back. And then there's Anunoby, who averaged under 10 points, 39 from 3, 43 from the line, 70 from the line, 43 from the field, and 39 from 3. Kennard, 8 and, okay, at least he was efficient, so maybe I should increase his shot tendency. And then there's Aaron Baines, Stanley Johnson, Malachi Flynn, Beverley. I mean, I'm going to look to trade Beverley. He will have an expiring contract, correct? Yeah, so maybe a team would want him. So yeah, we'll see if we can beat the Celtics in round 1 and upset them and move on to round 2. We're tied 2-2 and we win in 6. Let's go. Kyle Lowry and the Clippers beat the Grizzlies in 5, but that is actually massive that we upsetted the 3-seeded Celtics. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to Chris Boucher balling out in the playoffs. Pascal, as we'd expect. But now we have a tough matchup against Kyrie, Harden, Joe Harris, KD, DeAndre Jordan, and Dinwiddie, because injuries are off. They're going to beat us. We won game 1. Oh my god, we won! What? Maybe 2K trying to repay me for what happened in the Grizzlies rebuild. Okay. I mean, we won by 3. We lost by 1. We gave up 172 to them. What? 172 points, and KD had 11 of those. Okay. Game 4 ended up winning by 17. There was just no defensive play in this series, as expected with that Nets team. Game 5, we ended up winning by 1, so we did win a bunch of close games, and then in Game 6 by 16. I mean, okay, Siakam is killing it. Fred VanVleet also killing it. Look at that efficiency. He has 73% true shooting. Siakam has a 60% true shooting. So now we're taking on the 1-seeded Bucks. If we could beat the 1, the 2, and the 3 seed in these playoffs, that would be kind of massive. And now we end up losing in 6. Our luck does run out. Kyle Lowry and the Clippers got swept in round 2, and it's a Bucks-Lakers finals. And the Lakers winning 7. AD is your finals MVP. So draft lottery, we won't have any. Actually, no, we will have a first round pick. So the Knicks are going to be at 10. They're obviously going to keep that. So the Clippers pick will be in the late teens, early 20s, or it might even be in the mid 20s actually. So yeah, we're going to have the Clippers pick at 23, and our pick is at 21. So we have 2 first round picks in this 2021 NBA draft. We're going to keep Nick Nurse, Adrian Griffin, Chris Finch. Adrian Griffin does have pretty poor ratings, so we'll keep an eye on him if we want to fire him at some point. When's his contract run up? 2 more years, so yeah, maybe he could get fired next year. Since there is no A- training guys, we will keep Glenn Howard going forward, and James Graham can get a contract, and Kevin Nicholson does not want to sign with us. Okay, we'll get Caleb Rogers. All right, I'm fine with that. All right, so we are making this trade with the Washington Wizards. We're sending them Patrick Beverley and pick 23, so they're going to move down 7 spots. We're going to move up 7, but they are going to get an improvement on the defensive end because we know how bad the Wizards are on the defensive side of the ball, and Patrick Beverley will help them out. So I think this trade makes sense for both teams, and they are to agree with that. And with us trading Patrick Beverley, we can play Malachi Flynn a lot more next year. So we have picked 16 and 21 in this draft. Let's see who we take. All right, so our 2 new rookies, we got Marcus Bagley out of ASU at pick 16. Another wing player. Can't go wrong with wing players. And then I drafted Orlando Robinson, who's probably going to be our backup center next year, so I don't really have to bring back Aaron Baines. And I think those are 2 pretty good picks for us. So Norman Powell opts out. I think I'm going to let him walk. We have Marcus Bagley. We have OG Anunoby, obviously a starter. We have Terrence Davis. We have Luke Kennard. We have a plethora of wings that we don't really need Norman Powell. Chris Boucher is a team option. I thought he was going to be a restricted free agent, so that is amazing with me. Definitely bringing him back. Bembry and Matt Thomas, we can let them walk. Terrence Davis will get the qualifying offer, though. I probably should have known he was a free agent because I don't want to overpay for him. Maybe we'll just get him back on the qualifying offer. It's not really saying how much we don't have bird rights on him, so let me just see how much he's asking for. And that would be an amount of $9 million a year. That's not too bad. Like, can I get that down to 8.5 for 3 years? I'd offer him that. Actually, I shouldn't have done that because he's restricted, so that basically means he's coming back on the qualifying offer. Okay, that was very dumb by me, but yeah, we'll keep an eye on where Kyle Lowry ends up, and he's going to accept that. Oh, no, can we... Yeah, let's not sign him to that yet since he's restricted. I don't want that getting messed up. So we will renuts the rights on everybody, and I'm going to sign Terrence Davis to that contract after the moratorium period ends. Kyle Lowry has 3 offers. Pelicans might sign him. All right. Is Ibaka going to go back to the Clippers? Yes, he is on a massive deal, almost for $20 million a year. So let's look to bring back Terrence Davis. I'm going to give him 3 years, $8.5 million with a team option on the last year, and I'm sure he will accept that at some point of free agency signings. Now, come on, Terrence. There we go. So we lock him up on that deal. Kyle Lowry ends up signing with the Pelicans. He got 2 year, almost $40 million from them. And then looking at our potential rotation, we have our point guard and our backup. So that's 2. Terrence Davis, I don't know if Jalen Harris will play, but I definitely don't want him to be in the G League, so I'm going to sign him for the remainder of the year. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And if I want to give Jalen Harris some minutes, I definitely could. So Norman Powell has been signed by the Clippers. They give him 3 years, $31 million. I guess Kyle Lowry must have spoken highly of him. So Fred VanVleet, for some reason, regresses 4 points. Why? He's 27. Why? Okay, that's so annoying. That's out of nowhere. Siakam went up, OG went up, Boucher, Davis, everybody went up pretty much besides Fred VanVleet. That just sucks. So on to training camps, we're going to have 2 of these. Now, I do want to see if... So Fred VanVleet's an A. I think I'm going to send Malachi Flynn and OG Anunoby to on-time potential. So here's going to be the starting 5. It's going to be Fred VanVleet, Terrence Davis, and Anunoby, Siakam, and Boucher. So same as last year, actually. And the bench is going to be Malachi Flynn, Luke Kennard, Marcus Bagley, Orlando Robinson. And I'm going to get Jalen Harris some minutes this year, which is pretty nice. System proficiency is going to be 3.5 star under Nick Nurse. Now, I do want to underbalance. That's what I meant to say. So I want to increase Siakam's shot tendency to about a 95. I'm going to increase Anunoby's to an 84. Same as VanVleet. Boucher, that's fine with me. Terrence Davis, we can up it a little bit. Bagley and Kennard, we can also up that to a 65. And Armando Robinson, we can move down to a 55. Now, let me just check out their shot 3 tendencies. So, Bagley's got a 23. Yeah, we can up that to at least a 55. Kennard, 71. That's good with me. Flynn, 77. Boucher, you can take a couple more threes. I'll move that up to a 57. Van Vliet, 75. And Anunoby, 82. And then Siakam, like a 65. So, I do want to see how that works out. Like, if we simulate the first game here against the Mavericks, we did not really play all that well as Siakam. Okay, let me get a better game than that. So we got 2 Atlantic Division teams, like 155-point victory here. To a 126 Sixers team. Siakam had 42 and Anunoby 22. Van Vliet 19 and 13. I'm a little bit worried about him and his efficiency, but he started off fine this year. So I will see you guys at the end of the year, and I'm hoping this team does better than the 6th seed and we can see some improvement. So we ended up as a better seed from last year, as we are the 5th seed here in the Eastern Conference. Cade Cunningham staying in Oklahoma on the Thunder. Derrick Rose is now a Hornet. Isaac, Defensive Player of the Year. Oh, gee, yes. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see, baby. 17 points, 5 rebounds, over assist, over a steal, almost 2 steals a night. I mean, the assist, like, that's not great. I mean, 2 steals a night, which is amazing. 37 from 3, which is great. 71 from the line. That's all right, but 43 from the field's a little low, but still. I'm just glad that OG, it was his coming out party this year. Let's go. So we got nobody on All-NBA first team. I mean, the only person that would make it is Pascal Siakam, and he does not, as Cade Cunningham already on an All-NBA team. All defensive first team, got nobody. All defensive second team, got nobody. And we aren't going to get anybody on anything. Nice. So we're taking on the Orlando Magic in round 1. We went to the conference finals last year. Let's see what can happen this year. Markelle Fultz, Michael Carter-Williams, Scotty Barnes staying in the state of Florida from college to the NBA. And the guys you pretty much expect on that team besides Kendrick Nunn, who really didn't play at all for them this year. And Kyle Lowry made the playoffs on the 3-seeded Pelicans, and he's coming off the bench for them this year. Siakam averaged 23 points. I mean, up almost 2 points from last year. 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 49 from the field, 35 from 3, and 82 from the line. Look at that true shooting percentage jump. That's what I like to see. OG, though, that's what I like to see as well. And his true shooting even went up. And he went up 8 points. That's lovely. Van Vliet, 17 and 5.5. He shot 39 from 3, 88 from the line, which is really good. His true shooting went up as well, slightly, but it went up at least. Chris Boucher, 12 and 10. 47 from the field, 35 from 3, 81 from the line. So he had a pretty good season. I believe he will be a restricted free agent, so I would like to bring him back to be our starting center. Malachi Flynn, 11 points and 3.5 assists. Shot 37 from 3, 91 from the line. I'm good with that as my backup point guard. Terrence Davis, 10.5 points, 4.5 rebounds, 3 assists, 40, 35, 95 splits. Okay, I don't know if he'll be our starting 2 next year, but definitely a bench player. Luke Kennard, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 42 from 3, 87 from the line. And then there's Marcus Bagley, who was all right this year. There's Jalen Harris, who did not shoot all that well. And then there's Orlando Robinson. So I'm actually going to lower Bagley's minutes to like 10, and I'm going to give a little bit more to Jalen Harris. I want to see what he can do in the playoffs before I kind of make an assumption on what I should do with the rotation next year. So can we beat the Orlando Magic and move on to round 2? We do win game 1 by a total of 13 on the road. You do like to see that. All right, on to game number 2, and we take an L here. So this is a rematch of round 1 from the year that the Raptors won it all in 2019. And Anunoby, 25 and 10. Van Vliet, 16. Oh my God, that is not good efficiency. And we lost by 1. Like, that's a game we should... Oh my God, if Siakam wasn't that good, come on. Don't lose game 3, and that is just an overtime L. And Anunoby played fantastic, but come on, don't go down 3-1. Okay, huge win. We end up winning by 18. Like, when we're beating them... We're beating them by double digits. When they're beating us, it is by single digits. So let's see what happens here in the rubber match game 5. They pick up the victory by 1. They've beaten us by 1 twice. Chris Boucher had the game of his life there in the playoffs, and we end up losing in 6, and they beat us by 4. All their wins were by single digits. That is annoying. So I would like to see Kyle Lowry get a ring, another one for the Pelicans, but no, the Timberwolves do end up beating them in round 2. Nets win it all. Harden's your finals MVP. So draft lottery time. We just have our first round pick, so it is going to be in the 20s most likely, and the Pelicans make it to round 2 and get the second pick in this draft. That is from the Anthony Davis trade. So we have picks 21 for the 2nd year in a row. All right. We will bring in Owen Masters as our assistant GM. I'm going to fire Adrian Griffin, and I'm also going to pick up Sean Navarro here. And I'm going to hire Jesse Mermise here as our second assistant coach, and we get all 3 of them. Sweet. So, I mean, like, did we hit our ceiling? Did we hit our ceiling last year? Possibly. I just want to see, like, what Fred VanVleet, 21, and Terrence Davis can get me just to look at some potential offers, because I wouldn't mind an upgrade. You know I wouldn't. Mike Conley's at 86. Wow. Okay, that is pretty shocking. I know I was like, wow, okay. DeJounte Murray I would like, but I don't think they would do that. All right, so I'm just going to make my selection at 21. I'll see you guys with who I take. Wow, so JT Thor was the 7th ranked prospect on Draft Express and 3rd on 2K, 11th on NBA.com. I feel like I got to take him. I feel like I do. This might push Orlando Robinson out of the rotation, possibly in a trade. But, okay, I have kind of high hopes for JT Thor, the former Tiger. And let's see what his overall is at. It's a 75. All right, he could be our starting center. Picking up the team option on Malachi Flynn, obviously. Now, we won't have really cap space all in this video because we did pay Fred VanVleet and OG Anunoby a lot of money. I would like to bring back Chris Boucher, and it's going to cost me a pretty penny. Honestly, I'm just going to give him a 2-year deal and I'll give him a little bit more since it's a 2-year deal, 2 years less than what he wants. So we'll get him until he's 31 years old. Now, I would love a Kevin Durant or Steph Curry or James Harden or Kyrie Irving or even a Bradley Beal. It's just we don't have the money for that. So I'm going to pick up Chris Boucher here. And yeah, we'll move on. I think we'll see how we do next year. And if we feel like we've hit our ceiling, then we'll make a noticeable move next offseason. So on to player progression. Oh boy. He went down 2 overalls again. I mean, he's in the final year of his contract, so we'll see what's up with that. Siakam goes up, OG goes up, Malachi and Bagley goes up. All right, I'm just why is Fred VanVleet going down? All right, so we have 3 training camps this offseason. I would like to send OG to on-time potential, get him up to an A+, and then I'm going to send Chris. He's 29. I'm going to send Malachi Flynn there, and then for our final one, I'm going to send Marcus Bagley to on-top potential. So we're at the point where Malachi Flynn is actually an overall higher than Fred VanVleet. We're also going to be starting a 6'8 shooting guard this year, Marcus Bagley. So here's the starting 5, going to look slightly different. We're going to have VanVleet, Bagley, Anunoby, Siakam, and Boucher with a bench of Malachi Flynn, Luke Kennard, Terrence Davis, and I'm going to play JT Thor over Orlando Robinson. Jalen Harris will not be in the rotation. System proficiency is now 3-star balance. So Bagley does not help that out. Now, if I move him to a shooting guard, he goes down to a 78. Okay, so yeah, that's probably not his position whatsoever. But I do want to see if the system proficiency goes up, and it does not. So I'm just going to leave him at a small forward. I just want to, you know what? Maybe he shouldn't be that. So what I'm going to do is actually just replace him with Luke Kennard, and then just have him as, like, yeah, the 6th man. We'll do that. And I just want to see, damn, it doesn't move us up to 3. It's whatever. Okay. I thought it would be 3.5 stars there. I'll see you guys at the end of the year, and let's hope that we can make it to the conference finals, because if we don't, then I think a big trade is looming in the 2023 offseason. And we made the playoffs, but it's the 8th seed. So unless a Cinderella run is, we get our 2nd most improved player of this video, which is pretty nice, as Marcus Bagley is looking like a stud there. We will be making some moves. I mean, Fred VanVleet is a free agent. We'll just see what we potentially want to do as the Jazz have Chet Holmgren. Okay. And Rudy Gobert is a Piston. Now, I do want to see, do we have any other free agents in this offseason? It will be, wait, who's got the play? Oh, VanVleet's got a player option. He might opt out. If he opts in, though, we can always make a trade. So, yeah, we have nobody important enough where I got to worry. I mean, Terrence Davis. Oh, I gave him a player option? I thought I gave him a team option. Oh, okay. You might opt out of that. I also gave Siakam an extension for these 2 years. Will actually maybe save us money down the line. So, yeah, we're taking on these Sixers, the 1-seeded Sixers. Yeah, I don't have a lot of confidence in this series. In year 3 now we're in. So, there's Siakam putting up what he's been doing this whole video. And Anunoby, way more efficient this year. He's been a nice number 2. VanVleet's production has just been going slightly down since we entered this. You could see his overall going slightly down as well. Malachi Flynn played pretty well, 15 points and 4 assists, 47 from the field, 42 from 3, 96 from the line. Marcus Bagley, 14.5 points, 49 from the field, 38 from 3, 77 from the line. Boucher doing what he's been doing, 37 from 3. There's Terrence Davis. Luke Kennard was efficient. I mean, I can't complain. JT Thor. All right, I guess neither one of these centers really wanted to produce that of being a good backup center and maybe potentially starting minutes on the road. I don't have a lot of faith in the series, so I'm just going to simulate the round. I was going to edit the rotation. I mean, can we force a Game 7? That would be okay. We have forced the Game 7. And Anunoby's been playing horribly in the playoffs. Siakam's been playing all right. How the hell are we in this series? I mean, Malachi Flynn's been phenomenal. He really wants to start a point guard job next year. I want to give him that, but I also want to do something different. I don't know. I don't even know how we're in this series. Game 1, we won by 4. Boucher went off in that game. Okay, he's been pretty solid in this series as well. Game 2, we lost by 11. Game 3, we lost. Game 4, we somehow won by 4. Malachi Flynn went off. Boucher went off as well. Game 5, we lost. Game 6, we ended up winning. And here we are, Game 7. I still don't have any confidence we're going to win this series. Reverse psychology also sometimes works. We've had a pretty lead the whole game, and then we just blow it in the third. And we're down by 14 in the fourth. I hate 2K. I actually hate them with that. That is so annoying. We're doing so well. And then they're like, yeah, when you can't come back, that's when you're going to start to lose in the fourth. And we end up losing by 25. And we get eliminated in 7-6. So, time to make a championship-type move. I don't know what to do at all, so I'm a little scared. We will have our first round pick in this draft, but it'll be, we'll be a little bit earlier this year. Yeah, pick 15. We're going to look to bring back Nick Nurse, though. He's still a great coach. I forgot what our other assistant is. Man, was it Robert Pack? No. I really do forget who it was. I might have passed it. Was it Scoot? No, that was, I think, for the Grizzlies. All right, so I'm going to pick up Chris. Oh, it was Chris Finch. Yeah, okay. So we're going to pick up Chris Finch to be our assistant and Nick Nurse. Oh, we can't afford them? Okay, that's annoying every time it does that. So let me just pick up Chris Finch there. Boom, there we go. So we're going to make our pick at 15, but I might trade them down the line so don't get too attached to that said player. And I'm going to draft Chris Livingston out of Ohio State. And he's a 77 overall, so he might have a lot of trade value. So Fred VanVleet opts in. Terrence Davis opts out. Luke Kennard. We're going to decline the team option. Yeah, we'll pick up the options on Bagley, Flynn, and Robinson. So I would like to make a trade before free agency. Jalen Harris, we can give the qualifying offer to. So who is out here that we could potentially sign? I feel like Embiid would maybe choose Toronto. And we have, like, no cap space at all. Like, I would trade Fred VanVleet and Boucher, but there's no even, like, sure answer that I would get Jokic. Actually, maybe there is. All right, so I feel like I got to clear up. How much am I off from getting Jokic? About 38 mils. So I would basically have to trade away VanVleet and Boucher here. I think they would have to be in separate trades for them to get done. So it's looking like the Indiana Pacers are interested in VanVleet, willing to give me a Lakers lottery first and their first round pick in 2 years, top 3 protected. So we will be accepting that. Fred VanVleet is moving over to Indiana. And Chris Boucher has been great for us, but we're going to send him to the Rockets for a 2025 swap best and a 2026 unprotected. So we just got a lot of draft capital there, but mainly we just cleared up money to get Mr. Nikola Jokic. Terrence Davis will probably have to leave us, and same with Luke Kennard, but I don't care because we just picked up a championship-level center in Nikola Jokic. It had to be done. It had to be done. So after moratorium, will 2K glitch allow me to sign Davis or Kennard? It will not allow me to sign no point guard. Rivers, no. Kennard, it will let me sign. So I'm going to look to bring back Luke Kennard on a 2-year deal. And then is Terrence Davis here? I believe he is not. All right, so let me pick up. Yeah, we get Luke Kennard. So let me look at the team at the moment. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I'm going to look to trade Orlando Robinson, and I don't know, but I need a shooting guard. All right, so we're going to call on the Pelicans. Jaden Hardy feeling uncertain after his rookie year. We're going to offer them a pretty good package. We're going to give them Orlando Robinson or JT Thor, whoever they value more, and they value JT Thor more. And we're also going to throw in Chris Livingston. So we also got a bunch of first-round picks. So I'm going to give them the Lakers first, and we'll see if they accept that trade for Jaden Hardy. They do not. So we got other first-round picks in the Boucher and VanVleet deals. So I will give this swap best with the Nets and the Rockets. No? Okay, one more first. This is it. Pacers top 3 protected. Okay, I will give you the last first-round pick we got in that trade. If they don't do this, they don't do this. Okay, never mind. So I'm going to call on Anthony Edwards, who was also, I think, feeling uncertain. I have no idea if I can offer enough picks. So JT Thor or Orlando Robinson, they, it looks like, value JT Thor a little bit more. So I'm not going to throw in Luke Kennard. We could throw in Chris Livingston and JT Thor. Okay, now they would need Kennard, it looks like. So I have no idea if this will work, but I doubt it will. Oh my god, it did! Okay, we traded for Anthony Edwards, who wanted to go to Canada because he is Canadian. Let's go. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because we picked up Scotty Lewis in that trade. 6, 7, 8. I just got to sign a backup point guard, and we're good. So give me Alex Caruso. Why not? He is a reigning NBA, or not the reigning, but he has championship experience. He's won one with the Lakers in 2020. All right, is that enough moves for you? Final year, let's do this. Player progression, a lot of green, a little red. I'm happy with this. So here's the starting 5. Malachi Flynn, Anthony Edwards, OG Anunoby, Siakam, and Jokic. Yeah, definitely the best team we have had in this video, with Marcus Bagley, Scotty Lewis, Orlando Robinson, and Alex Caruso coming off the bench. We take a look at system proficiency, balance, this 4 stars. We're rocking that. And yeah, it's championship or bust this year. All right. end the season, 1 seed in the power rankings, 1 seed in the conference, Nick Nurse Coach of the Year, Masai Ujiri, Bobby Webster, GM of the Year. I don't know if we got anybody on the All-NBA teams. Just kidding. Siakam, boom, first year gets it. All right, when he had a better year 2 years ago, possibly, but that's fine by me. Jokic, All-NBA third team, boom. And we're the 1 seed, taking on the Knicks in round 1, who have Mike Conley, Josh Christopher, Rowan Barrett, Obi Toppin, Evan Mobley, Denny Avdia, quickly. Okay, a bunch of 2020 rookies in Toppin, well, Avdia, and quickly. Ty Lue is their head coach. All right. So if we take a look at the stats, whose numbers diminished this year? It was Anunoby, but just by a little bit. Like Anthony Edwards still averaged 20 plus. Malachi Flynn averaged 17.5. Basically, Anunoby, they did go down, but his efficiency was still pretty solid. Marcus Bagley's numbers even went up. I thought they would be diminished, but yeah, because the bench really didn't put up a lot besides him. Either way, I'm just ecstatic that we're the 1 seed and we actually have a chance to win it all. Boom, in round 1, we win in 6. As expected. Round 2. The Celtics have Russell Westbrook. Okay, I don't know if they signed Russ. How could they do that? How are they able to pull that off when you have, okay, well, $16 million a year, that's pretty cheap. And they have JRE, Cody Zeller, Hamidou Diallo, Peyton Pritchard, Nance, and Neesmith off the bench. Come on, don't do this to me. Boom, another series win, and we're taking on the Bulls, who have Jalen Suggs, Zach LaVine, Patty Will, Marketing Carter Jr. All right. I think we're going to win. I think we're going to the finals. Book it. Bookmark it. Boom, we win in 7. And you know what? Okay, this is going to be tough. Cade and Shea. I know them from a series. Otto Porter, Clark, Clint Capella, Bassi, Victor Wembanyama, Yama, Hardaway Jr., Sky Clark, Jakob Poeltl. I think we should be okay. Game 1, we win. Game 2, oh boy, it wasn't even close. We sweep them. Yes. All right. Jokic is your finals MVP. I want you guys to let me know down below, like, was that realistic moves I made in the final offseason? Because I told you I had to make some win-now moves. I traded away Van Vliet and Boucher. I signed Jokic, and I traded for Anthony Edwards. Those were some pretty big moves. So yeah, let me know if you guys enjoyed by dropping a thumbs up on this video. Do you guys also think that Kyle Lowry is going to get traded? And if so, where to? The link to my new channel, where it's all about football, will be in the description below, as well as my Twitter, where you could go follow me over there. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.